Hey everybody, this is Nate with 7 Run Aquatics, and today I thought I would show you guys how I do my water changes. So we got to do the 29 right here. We have the Apistogramma biotope over to my right, and then to the left of the biotope we have the Apistogramma agassizi tank to do. We also have a 50-gallon to do downstairs, and then the Corydoras breeding colony that I moved downstairs, and a 10-gallon as well. I'm just going to show you upstairs for today and just show you kind of how I like to do things, and then we'll just kind of move on from there. I'm probably just going to wind up doing some like time-elapse stuff at some point, and then cutting into clips telling you guys just details about what I like to do with my tanks, how I like to clean them, and that kind of stuff. But yeah, without further ado, I'm not going to procrastinate anymore. I got the water running and the water bill going up. So let's get the Python and get started. Alright, so first things first, I always unplug everything. This plug's being a bit of a pain. I'm not going to make you watch me actually unplug all this stuff, but I unplug my filters and my heater and stuff like that just to make sure the heater doesn't overheat or my filters run dry. Okay, so we got the water going down the Python tube. The 29 tends to get pretty dirty. I've got a bristlenose pleco in here who's honestly getting too big, and I'm going to have to move him. Actually, it's a her. And then I've also got a clown pleco in here, which is very small at the moment. But they do cause a lot of mess. As you can see, all that detritus going up there. There's a little bit of sand and stuff. But with the sand in this tank, well, first off, I had originally made a little pathway here through the gravel as part of my aquascape. But over time, that's just kind of degraded and isn't so hot anymore. It's kind of intermingled with the sand. So I tend to suck up a little bit of sand with all the detritus that's coming up. But what I like to do as far as using the Python on my tanks is I graze over the sand. I'll kind of poke at it a little bit, but make sure that most of the sand falls back down. Because you don't want to suck up too much sand, especially since I have a Python. I don't want to mess my plumbing up in the sink. Also, disturbing the sand is a good thing because you're getting preventing anaerobic environments from taking place. You can also stick your fingers down in the sand a little further, like I do occasionally, just because I have dirt underneath here for the plants. So that's always a good thing to do if you have a dirt substrate, or even, you know, just a nutrient-rich substrate like Eco Complete or something, just to prevent the anaerobic conditions from taking place. Oh, sucking up a little ram's horn there. So I'm going to go ahead and just poke this sand like this. But I'm not going to take up too much more time talking on this. I'm going to just go ahead and do a fast forward most of this for you guys, and then we'll pick up on the next tank. So I'll be right back. Okay, so again, the first thing I did was I unplugged my heater and my filter. I do have a sponge filter on here, and I'd keep that on since it's not gonna, well, it doesn't have a propeller, so we don't have to worry about anything there. Now this tank is particularly difficult because I have all these leaves in here, so I just kind of do my best to get around them and get the, oops, sorry about that, get the open spaces like in the front of the tank. So again, same kind of premise that I would have talked about in the 29-gallon cleaning video. Just dabbing the sand, making sure we're not sucking up too much. And then going over to the leaf side, just kind of getting in there, pulling out as much detritus as we possibly can, making sure that we also don't suck up any of the fry that are in this tank, because that would not be good. I'm trying to sell those eventually, and I'm selectively breeding them as well, so I definitely want to get some good breeding pairs possibly out of that. I do have a friend in another state who breeds Apistos as well, and I might be looking at breeding one of these fry, one of the males from these fry, with one of his females. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, just dabbing the sand like that in this tank is how I go about it. And if you have sand in your tank, I'd recommend it as well, especially if you have really fine sand. You don't want to suck up too much of it. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this tank. I'll come back when I start on the Agassi tank. Alright. Okay, so I wound up not videotaping me doing the Cacatoides tank just because it's such a small tank. It's not really worth the time filming. It would take, 2 seconds to do. But basically what I did is much of the same as I did on the 15 gallon. I just really put this sand in the other day. Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have done a video on that. But, can't go back in the past. Anyway, yeah, this tank's done. Just kind of grazed the sand a little bit. And, sucked out probably 50% of the water. I do 50 to 60% water changes once a week. And I do about 20% water changes 3 times a week when I have fry in tanks. Except for this one, I do have the Paleotis Cory fry in there. And they do just fine with the 60%. They're getting a little bit older now, so they don't need quite as many water changes. I really want to take them out soon. I don't have the ideal setup, but I make do with what I have, and I think that's what makes my particular situation kind of fun to watch. Let's see if we can find my male Agassiz. He might be hiding over here. Oh, he ran away. He was there. Anyway, I'm not going to show me doing the 50 gallon. I'll do that another time, and the other 10 gallon isn't really worth doing. Oh, there he is. But I hope you guys got a little bit out of this and enjoyed watching the video. And I'll be at you tomorrow with a DIY project, so stay tuned for that. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Really appreciate you guys. And keep tanking on. Okay, we're back on the 29 real quick. I just wanted to show you guys this. I dose nutrients when I do water changes. And every time I do, you can see we have some Cryptobalense there, as well as the Java Fern, Narrowleaf down there, putting off some oxygen bubbles. And then as well as my, whatchamacallit, the Dwarf Sag, and some Anubias is doing it as well. My angelfish is photobombing. What's up, buddy? How you doing? It's beautiful. But yeah, my filter kicked out a lot of disgusting shit, so water's a little bit dirty right now, even though I just cleaned the tank, which is kind of annoying. But anyway, just thought I'd show you guys the pearling that's going on. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.